I saw this attack against Larry Elder last night. That was strange and disturbing all at the same time, and then it didn't get any news coverage whatsoever. If this would have happened to a Democrat, if Larry Elder was a black Democrat, BLM would have been out there. It would have been chaos in the streets. Instead, this was barely a blip on the radar last night.
Yeah, it's really terrible. I mean, what they had that entire fake story that even the Washington Post wrote up about some guy who like supposedly screamed the N-word at a baseball game. You remember that?
Yeah.
It went so viral. And it turned out it wasn't that at all. And this was like an actual no shit attack. I mean, look, it's terrible. Every single time you see something like this happen to any elected, representative or whatever. I remember when they were milkshaking people for a long time back in the day. And I remember just being like, this is not going to end well, and then Portland would happen. And then Andy Ngo got like hit in the head by like a fake milkshake, which was full of concrete. Yeah. And it was like, oh, okay. Like, and that's the thing is they don't denounce these things in the moment. And look, I do think overall that the attacks on Elder, the fact that Obama himself had to cut an ad, that Biden is going out there, Kamala, they like let her out of the cave in order to go and do something. That's a big deal because, look, I mean, polls, I just don't know. Honestly, after 2020, I basically add anywhere between like 4 to 7 points for a Republican, just because I don't think they can possibly poll Republicans, especially in the Trump era. I don't know why it seems to be that way, but it just is. And I think things are a lot closer in California than the media is letting on. And look, I honestly hope that Newsom gets recalled. I think he's a terrible governor. Yep. But really what it is, it would be a Brexit style event, because here's the thing, like we live, like at least where I live, like in the East Coast, DC, New York media, everybody's obsessed with themselves. Like that's why the Cuomo story was so much bigger than what's happening out in California with Gavin Newsom. But Newsom is a governor for what, like 43 million people. Like California, if it was its own country, it's in the G7. It's a massive economy. So if he gets recalled, it will be one of the biggest stories of politics. It will be like up there with Brexit, Trump's election. Like, I don't know what exactly it previews, but it's previewing something.
Yeah, I 100% agree because when you're calling an Obama, Biden, and Kamala for a governor of a state,
right?
I can't remember somebody campaigning this hard for.
Yeah, I don't think who would have been the top repube in 2012. I guess Romney ran for president that year, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Right.
But he didn't come to.
And nobody wanted Bush around.
He didn't come. I don't remember him coming. I don't think Romney ever came to Wisconsin to help Scott Walker. And to be fair, maybe
because Walker ran against him, I think, in the primaries. There was also some beef.
Well, yeah, he did.
Right?
He did. But Walker also got recalled for Act 10, which was legislation written by the whole Citizens United group. Right?
That's right.
So. I mean, it was the Koch brothers. This is a really good thing for America. Have a couple of fucking mercenaries, basically, right? Mm-hmm. They don't give a fuck where they make their money, right? Model legislation, hand it off to politicians who pretend like it's good for people.
Right.
That's probably good, right?
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, that's like having George. Yeah. George Soros has pumped $1 million into this Gavin Newsom recall thing. Why?
Oh yeah, man.
Somebody tell me why he's done that. I'm tired of hearing that George Soros is a myth. Like this Jerry Nadler fuckface saying that Antifa is a myth. I'm tired of hearing it.
Well,
this guy's spending millions of dollars in our economy on judges in the fucking California recall election. Why? What the fuck?
And we call it on both sides. Same with the Koch brothers, right? Like they do the same thing as Soros does, but you don't really hear that much about Soros. And when you do, it seems like they treat it like it's a myth or, that's a conspiracy of this person. It's
Even though there's video of the guy saying it would be like a big accomplishment to take down America. He says that, then he does this, and people are like, I don't understand why, man. I don't get it. Like, Jesus.
The name of his thing is Open Societies Foundation. Yeah. So I'm already pretty skeptical.
I know. What's your gut telling you for next Tuesday? Who do you got in this?
I think he's probably going to win. The machine and the system is just like when you pull out all the stops and honestly, I think Elder peaked too early. I was just looking at the polls. It was actually neck and neck like 2 weeks ago, and it was within the margin. And so if I see within the margin, I'm like, oh, he's getting recalled. Like I said, because of the +7. But the problem is I think they're going to shock enough normie Dems into being like, do we really want a Republican as governor? That's the issue, right? So it's like, I think they're so tribal. And the moment what they've also started calling him is like radical Larry Elder, who's tied to Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
So like they'll use like the Trump, the mask or whatever and trying to gaslight.
They call him the black face of white supremacy.
I know. I know.
Which is a
Here's the
pretty,
thing, that shit works.
That's a pretty clever
unfortunately
statement.
works.
That's a pretty clever statement too. The black
Yeah,
face of white supremacy,
amazing.
because you sneak the phrase blackface in there, which let's be real, we all miss it.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. They slipped that in there. The black Donald Trump, you name it, they've said it.
Right.
I'm with you on this. I think I've got, because we are gambling on the show. We do it all the time. It's one of our sponsors, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit on that. Guess what? I've got Newsom by 4, and I don't really miss in these things. So unfortunately, but I have it for +4 for a different reason. They mailed out ballots to every single registered voter, which is...
That's a part of it too.
Yes,
Yep.
and that's the first time that has ever happened in something like this. So even if you were lazy, didn't left the house, you're one of those guys that wears the mask while you're inside your own car driving around, you're still going to see that ballot in your mailbox and think, I'm bored. I guess I'll mail it in.
Yeah.